Ayo. I have a new background to introduce you guys to. I mean, you guys are familiar, so I don't need to introduce you necessarily. But you guys ready for this?
Do it.
There's the brick vomit / Mike Wazowski beehole.
So give us some background right now, Smithers. What's going on right here in this background?
Well, last year, back in normal times, we all got together and we went out to Scottsdale to watch Cubs spring training baseball. And obviously, I feel like it goes without saying, it involved substantial amounts of booze.
Mm-hmm.
And Brick partook in said booze to the point of regurgitation.
Wasn't that before noon? I think that was a tagline in that film.
Oh my God, it's before noon. I love the fact that you referred to it as a film.
It was a film.
My favorite edit of all time is the one that TJ has where he plays the Jackass music underneath it.
Bow, bow, bow.
Yep.
This is a good edit because it is literally Brick in space throwing up behind, right above your head, right there. That is the best part of it. No, you're in the way now. Move
no, I know. Way. I'm clearing out the area for the best part of it.
Oh, the butthole, whatever that is.
Beehole necessarily. Are we gonna get fired from Twitch for this?
Are we on Twitch? Yeah.
Yes. Nobody cares, right? We're not. Nobody watching us.
Zero zilch. Next question.
Yeah, it's censored enough. So, thank God that Darian is here to see us talking about this horrible background. Anyways, Brick, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Spaceman wants to fight me because of how badass and like a gladiator out there.
You really do. You perpetually look like a gladiator, if I'm being honest.
I did make you and Eddie Lacy become friends by ripping my shirt off and jumping on a table and calling him out for being that lazy.
Anymore or anything, but we did hang out with Eddie Lacy. I like the fact that the space background here actually matches our background for the StreamYard chat.
It is literally the same background though.
I think it is.
Like it is the same background, and I'm kind of curious as to who pulled this up, Tofty, or was it I
think it was Travis.
I thought it was Tanner.
It was either Tanner or Travis, one of them, but
just the whitest names. It was either Travis or Tanner.
Or Brad or Chad or
Darian's like, oh my God, these fucking guys right now.
Oh, fuck. Mark, my kid screamed at me for about 8 hours today. How are you doing?
It happens. I used to get so frustrated. I don't know about you. Like when Nolan used to just cry and scream like in the middle of the night when I thought it was for no reason, I'm like, why are you crying like this? I used to get really worked up. Like, oh my God, I don't know what to do right now. And I used to call Kelly to come and help me. Now I just block it out. Now I'm just like, it's okay. It's okay. And I just fucking let it go. There's nothing else you can do.
Headphones in and just like tune it out.
Dude, I put in Jiu Jitsu. I was literally rocking Nolan last night to sleep and had Jiu Jitsu on the iPad with my AirPods in. And I'm just like, whatever. Just got to go with it.
Max is teething, which apparently he's really young to be teething, and he's just a fucking nightmare right now. And it's like I'm on the verge of tears all day. And I'm just like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm up for Father of the Year, I think. But what are you going to do?
Fatherhood sounds fun.
It has its moments.
I'm sure it does.
Hey, we need to plug this cyberpunk giveaway again. I don't know how many submissions we've been getting, but it's not enough. Whatever it is, it's not enough.
Basically,
me, you, and Mark.
Basically, if you listen to the last couple episodes and enter the giveaway, the odds of you winning are like 1 in 3 right now.
Yeah, like in the galaxy behind us, next to Mike Wazowski's beehole. That's where your chances stand. They're astronomically high. Speaking of, Brick, are you astronomically high and drunk again this week?
No, not as bad as last week. Last week was Vini Vidi Vici drunk. Now I'm just tired and brain fogged idiot per usual, but a little more brain fogged than normal. It's the allergies.
COVID.
No, I'm watching 3 dogs right now, and I'm allergic to dogs. So clearly, there a price is being paid, and it's my congestion.
Sorry, I'm allergic to liars.
Can I talk for a minute as a resident COVID guy that has had partaken in the pandemic right here? Brick, I'm not trying to scare you, but my brain was mush like the first couple days I had it. I thought I was just congested with a minor cold. Didn't have a fever. Didn't have anything. That's why I kind of ruled it out, because everyone's like, oh, you get a fever first. You're going to have a fever a couple days. I had nothing like that. Lost the taste. I'm like, yo, got the vid of the co. Got it. I'm just telling you right now, though, there's a good chance. Well, I don't want to scare you, but there's a probable chance you might have it if you're just kind of fucking brainless right now. Well,
I didn't take my Adderall, so
yeah, that too.
My medication that I'm on every single day.
If you feel like you have a cold, the next couple of days, don't rule it out. That's all I'm saying.
No, I would. Yeah, that's a good call.
But with perpetual poo brain, Brick, like, how do you know when your brain is more poo than normal?
Because right now,
I'm just a poopy guy.
I'm poo-brained. Yeah, this is just what it is. What it is. I'm gonna be not that fun on the episode.
Remember the episode I had it? I specifically remember Smithers being like, "What's wrong with you, Mark?" I'm just like, "I'm good. I'm just listening." And I was just completely mush brain guy.
I'm here for the show. Like, there may be a camera on me, but I'm here to just watch today as well. I'm a viewer. What up, me and Darian over here?
And you had a good
joining in the chat.
This Jiu Jitsu Nic Cage movie. So
that got me hyped.
That probably fucked your brain up too.
I almost don't want to wait to talk about it. I just want to talk about this movie right now because I just finished it like 20 minutes ago. It's a masterpiece.
I thought it was a softcore porno for like the first 30 minutes. I was waiting for them to get it on. I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure a director of a softcore porno is doing this fucking movie right now.
No. It was the director of the original Power Rangers, and they got the fucking villain from a Power Rangers set, which is amazing, and it was glorious. It was funny fighting.
They completely like the face every time I know we're not supposed to be talking about this, but every time they showed the face of the alien, it was pressed up against the glass mat.
Just like the eyes are just
God, this is so fucking bad.
Who was the big face in Power Rangers? What was his name? What was his name?
Zordon.
That guy's a legend, though.
Yeah.
It was literally Zordon got pissed and fought all the Power Rangers one by one.
Oh, there's a lot to talk about with this movie, though. I want to get into it, but we will wait till later in the app.
I feel as though we do need to mention something, though. Kirby Morrow is not a household name, but it is somebody who you will miss dearly once you find out everything that he's done. He was a legendary voice actor. I think, in my opinion, best known for voicing Goku on Dragon Ball Z.
Wait, what?
Unfortunately, he passed away very young this week at the age of 47. A cause of death is unknown, but that one hurt.
Dude, when did this happen?
A couple days ago. I think it was Thursday. So I don't really know what they're going to do with the new anime. So he was Canadian, but he did a ton of anime dubs. Like, if you Google Kirby Morrow, you'll see a litany. He was also in the Stargate TV show, so it's not, he wasn't just he was an actor. This one hurts, though, just personally. So Mark is current. I can tell that I've blindsided Mark with this, and I didn't.
Holy fuck!
Let him know ahead of time, and he is actually distraught. I'm sorry. I should have this.
Dude, I did not know that. Weren't there? So he was a recent Goku voice actor. I thought there were two, like the beginning of Goku kind of thing, but he was Goku in Dragon Ball Super, wasn't he?
Yes.
Damn.
That's my understanding.
The most recent Goku. Holy fuck. Damn.
Yeah. Unfortunate. So rest in peace to an absolute legend. I hope he's going Super Saiyan in heaven or wherever he is now. He's on Snake Way, right? That's how that goes. He's going to go meet Yama.
I guess. Cruising on the Nimbus.
Darian's asking if we ever watched Mulan. I did not. Did either of you ever watch Mulan?
Nope.
No, there were a couple factors that shied me away from that is the $30 price tag and then the ratings that came out shortly after that were just butchering the movie. So I decided not to watch it. Ratings
are funny now because especially for something like this where people are just angry at Disney because they were not to get political, but in the area where the Uyghur Muslims in China are being basically put into concentration camps, that's where they shot a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of people understandably are very unhappy about that.
Not happy. Mm-hmm.
So I can't tell if it's just a shitty movie or if it's because everybody found out about that and just like review bombed it. Or, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because we shouldn't be supporting it either way. Last I heard, though, it was going to show up on Disney Plus for, the price of your monthly fee, like without an extra $30 surcharge.
Yeah.
I still won't watch it. I don't give a shit.
I don't think I'm going to watch it either. And what's the next Disney remake live action reboot we're going to get? Is that going to be Little Mermaid?
Actually, I don't know what the shooting order is. The last one that they announced was Lilo and Stitch. So I know they were casting for Little Mermaid, so I'm not really sure when that's going to happen. But yeah, that'll probably come first, then Lilo and Stitch after.
Yeah, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching Mulan.
I just don't have any interest. I didn't like the original. And then you got rid of Mushu, and I'm just like, what's the fucking point?
Mushu did make a lot of that movie. I did appreciate a lot of the majority of that soundtrack. That was one thing that I took away after watching the original animated is I did like the soundtrack and the songs they came up with. I don't know if they remade any of those. I'm assuming they did. I would hope they did.
I would think so. Yeah. But we'll see.
Otherwise,
we won't see. I don't know.
We won't see. We won't see. Pass boycott piece.
Anyways, we were supposed to be plugging our cyberpunk giveaway. Follow us on Instagram. Our last 3 episodes, we gave out 3 code words. And if you DM them to us anytime between now and when we basically decide this contest is over, you're entered to win Cyberpunk 2077 on the platform of your choice, whether that's Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. Play Cyberpunk on us. And also, if you find our Instagram post and share it with the hashtag Cyberchumps, we will enter you twice. So go enter. Somebody's got to win, right?
Somebody's going to win. We had a couple entries. I'm not saying that it was a lot. So your chances of winning are very high right now if you go and enter right now.
Yeah.
But
plus,
somebody's going to win.
Get in first because we're going to start sharing this a lot more. And then the entries are going to come in and maybe we'll favor you a little bit if you come in first. I don't know. We'll see.
Actually,
wow. Rigs it.
Real quick. There was a true story. A guy entered the DMs from India. And he's living in the U.S. because the giveaway is only for if you live in the U.S. We're only shipping U.S. But he does not understand a lot of English. And he, like in his best English, he typed to me. He was like, "Hey, I tried listening. I think it's this." And he got kind of close. And I'm just like, dude, don't worry about it. You're entered. You got an entry.
I feel like we double his entries. Good for him. That's really that's admirable.
So thank you.
He's in. Why don't we just do a digital copy? It doesn't have to be a hard copy.
It doesn't have to be, but we'll see how it goes. If it's PC, obviously it will be a digital copy. If somebody prefers, I mean, we could just send a code to someone. It doesn't matter. It's up to whoever wins.
The code is the code. Whatever. Yeah. Winner chooses, I guess. Okay.
Dealer's choice, baby. All right. Shut up.
News to us.
Boop. Boop. All right. Let's get into the actual show this week. Gentlemen, we got some trailers. And the first is probably going to upset our biggest fan, Darian, because I don't think that this Tom and Jerry movie should be happening. I think it looks terrible. Brick, you look like you don't care. Elaborate, please.
I'm not for or against the Tom and Jerry movie. It's literally man, they do have a pretty good cast though. I like Michael Pena. I haven't seen him in a while. And then
Whaaats, Ken Jeong, Dr. Ken Jeong is in there.
Yeah, no, I mean the cast is there. I mean, just Tom and Jerry. I'm not for or against it. It's just all right. That's fine. If you wanted to put your money into it, I might watch it if it gets good reviews. Maybe I don't know, or if there's nothing out.
It's like full on disavowing us right now. Mark, can you talk him off the ledge?
I actually want to pose a question to you, Smithers. What is the reasoning that you are not for this? Is it because you just don't think Tom and Jerry should be rebooted in this format? Do you think there is no place for cartoons in a live action movie like this? Like, what is your thought?
So I sat down and I started talking to my wife last night, and we were asking each other, like, what is the actual good version of a crossover between cartoons and real life? Okay.
Space Jam.
Well, the correct answer is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Space Jam's on that list too, but you can't objectively say Space Jam's a good movie.
Yes, I can.
Like I have as much love for Space Jam as anybody else, but I realize that it is not a good movie.
It is. It's a very funny movie. Bill Murray is hilarious in that movie.
Bill Murray's in the movie for a grand total of 5 minutes.
And he kills and slays in the 5 minutes that he's in. They got Newman in there. Newman's hilarious.
Also, if you're looking to a movie with Looney Tunes and you have to point out Bill Murray, it probably is not very funny. Look,
what are you talking about?
Space Jam. Don't get me wrong. But
you're hating on it. You're a goof. You're an old goof.
Space Jam's not going to win any Oscars.
Okay, Boomer.
All right.
In Brick's like semi-defense, none of these movies are going to win Oscars. We can't make that argument. I get where you're coming from, though.
I think Roger Rabbit is like the exemplary crossover of animation and real life. Like it's a very well done movie with great acting, which you cannot say about Space Jam because Michael Jordan can do a lot of things, but he cannot act.
Okay. He had me sold. I believed I could fly.
Well, you also have poo brain.
So you are more so you're more so objective to this movie coming out because of it being in the cartoon format, but also being in live action, not so much just because it's a reboot. You just don't like what they're doing with the movie.
No, it's actually the latter. I think it's just because it's a reboot. Like who's other than Darian, who's asking for more Tom and Jerry?
Okay. What about Animaniacs? Did you watch that recently on Hulu?
Watched the first episode, and they did a song about reboots and retreads, and I was like, wow, this is so ironic. I mean, it's not ironic because it's intentionally
it's a super self-aware show, and I get that. Animaniacs has always been that, but frankly, I thought it was a little bit too much. Like they were like, we're so self-aware, like in your fucking face. And I'm like, I get it, dude.
It's
like,
satire,
relax.
It just, I don't know.
But sometimes satire doesn't work.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I only got through the first episode of Animaniacs and I loved it.
Okay. Keep watching. Let me know your thoughts afterwards in a week or so or whenever you finish it.
Did you get through all of it?
No, like halfway, and I kind of stopped. I was like, okay. I like it wasn't like it wasn't like I couldn't take it anymore. It was just like I don't need to watch more of this, you know?
The first episode or the entire season?
No. After like 4 episodes in, I'm like, I don't need to keep watching this because I get it. And also like I really started to see like the Spielberg like insertions where he was like, hey, I'm here, like I'm doing this now, you know, like it's
him though. That's the writers.
I know. Yeah, but it's all like the Jurassic Park thing. Okay, we get it. And then it's like you see it more and you're just like, cool, dude. Cool.
Elise is in the chat and she points out accurately that Roger Rabbit actually did win a few Oscars. Best effects, best sound editing, best film editing, and animated
cartoon
for best cinematography, best sound, and best set decoration. So
best looking cartoon character.
Jessica Rabbit.
Roger, you trying to bang Roger Rabbit?
Roger Rabbit, exactly.
Or you trying to bang the shoe that they dump in the acid vat?
that one too. That's
I know
number 2.
I'm just saying.
The shoe is 2.
All right. Let's move on to another movie trailer. Yes, Brick.
Well, I was saying hi to Panda Claus. What up, dog?
He's
Okay.
clawing.
We'll throw him in too. Hey, by the way, when we're done, check out Panda Claus's channel. He's making a push for a follower threshold, and we want to support our fans just the way they support us. So check him out. I assume that's a him. I'm sorry. Let's talk about this Godmothered trailer, which kind of came out of left field for me because this movie comes out in like 2 weeks.
Excellent.
This is the person I immediately recognized was Jillian Bell, and the name isn't really a household name, but if you've seen basically
Workaholics.
Workaholics or any other raunchy movie, she is the raunchy girl. And
22 Jump Street. Oh man.
I was so surprised to see her in like a Disney centric movie that is like probably aimed at teenagers or kids.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
It gave me a very elfish vibe, like Elf from, Will Ferrell walking around a little oblivious, but also doing just hilarious Christmassy things. So
yeah,
I'm here
it's
for it.
The classic fish out of water scenario, like the whole comedy setup. She's an actual fairy godmother. Nobody believes in fairy godmothers anymore, so she is sent down to take care of Isla Fisher. I mean, obviously it's got some big name star power behind it. So this is actually coming to Disney Plus on December 4th. I think this could be good. It could definitely be viewable, and my wife is going to make me watch it anyways. But I think it would be better if it was an actual R-rated like comedy romp.
I mean, Elf is PG, isn't it?
That sounds right.
They did it well. Elf is like an icon movie. I mean,
like,
I'm not saying this is going to be an icon movie.
Like that's definitely the exception, not the rule.
Right. And I'm saying this could be like Bridesmaids to The Hangover type of thing.
It absolutely could be, and maybe I'm just shitting on it before I even see it because the trailer looks funny.
Yeah, it looks there's some good moments in there that I could definitely get behind.
And we're getting to that point of the year where it's going to be too cold to go outside and do anything, and all you're going to be doing is looking for shit to watch.
And people have COVID. Not me, but I mean other people. You gotta be staying in, folks.
Yeah, okay. As you turn around to cough, but yeah, sure.
It's pretty obvious we're not the main audience target right here for this movie, but Jillian Bell is hilarious. The difference from what Brick is mentioning is Will Ferrell wasn't known for just his like raunchy shit as he was coming up. Jillian Bell, Workaholics, going over to 22 Jump Street. She's just like in your face, fucking vulgar, hilarious. The one thing I want to point out is her timing on camera. That's why she's so fucking funny, because she can literally say a line and you could have 30 other people say it and it won't be as funny. Her timing is perfect. That's the only reason why I think this movie is going to hit for me. I'm not the target audience. I'm still going to watch this because I think she's going to be fucking hilarious and it's going to be a good movie.
I think that reputation helps her in this regard because she's notorious for these raunchy films. All of a sudden, she's in this PG film. Everybody already knows what she's aiming for. Or, you know what I mean? She has that edge to her. So
yeah.
Okay. I'm distracted by Darian saying that he's never seen Elf. How do you kick me out of our Twitch chat?
Seriously. Fool.
Kick the guy out like a couple scrolls up that says want to become famous, just with asterisks over every fucking word.
We want to become famous.
Buy followers with an umlaut over the U. Just like, dude, what?
You're clearly already famous. We don't need your help.
What are you typing on? Fucking Nokia.
Well, they do that on purpose because Twitch will go through and search for like want to become famous. So this misses their algorithm because they're not the same characters. They're like characters in another language that look like they're in English.
Gotcha.
Etc. Okay.
Smart, but go fuck yourself, whoever you are.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the last trailer for this week, which is Chaos Walking. And this has been in the news in the past for us because the last time we talked about this, it was because the movie studio, it was leaked that someone who worked at the movie studio said the movie was literally unreleasable. It was so bad. They were like, there's no fucking way that we can put this out in theaters.
Can't be worse than Tenet. Or at least last night it's confusing.
Wow.
I bet you Chaos is better than Tenet.
Brick the new Smithers? What's going on?
You can. So anyways, let's do the setup for this. So it's Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, Nick Jonas, and Mads Mikkelsen. Okay, so I feel as though that's at least something that should garner some interest. But then you watch the trailer and you're like, wow, this looks fucking atrocious. It's kind of a futuristic type thing. Tom Holland's the main character. And he lives in a world where he thinks that all women are extinct, or at least that's like what the government wants you to think, I guess. And apparently when you have internal monologues or when you have thoughts, other people can see what you're thinking.
It's like an aggressive Spidey sense.
I don't know that Spider-Man ever read somebody's mind.
No, but his mind is so overcharged that everyone else can read his mind. It's like overpowered Spidey sense.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't want to be a nerd about this, but I actually do. Spider-Man's actually precognitive, he's not a mind reader. It's not the same thing. He just knows what's going to happen shortly before it happens.
Yeah, but it's his thoughts being overpowered. Fuck you, Smithers, you pussy.
You've never read a book in your life that wasn't Midnight or Apollo, so shut up.
Midnight and Apollo, all-time best comic I've ever read.
I love that run. It's great.
Great
Mark,
run.
what do you think about Chaos Walking?
I was just caught off guard. I'm like, first of all, what the fuck is this trailer? Did they just announce this movie with this trailer that they just released?
No, it's been in reshoots for like 8 months because the studio said it was literally unreleasable. So they did a bunch of it and tried to re-edit some of it to make it look like it was good. And I think they did a very good job.
It doesn't look good. It's not appealing to me. Tom Holland in it. Okay, I get it. Yes. I'd love to see him in more roles, but this is like that sci-fi kind of who asked for this Avatar type feel. And it's, I don't know. It's not doing it for me.
Daisy Ridley is basically unrecognizable here. I don't know if it's just because she was like dirty because they're in the jungle or because the blonde dye job or what, but this does not look good at all.
Yeah, it looks bad.
I hope to be wrong. I feel like I need to specify that I don't ever root for movies to suck. I want every movie to be good because we see most movies. So I hope I'm wrong. This is, though, directed by Doug Liman. And Doug Liman did The Bourne Identity and one of my favorite sleeper movies, Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. So it could at least be well directed. So that's a plus.
Mr. Positive.
You know me. All right, let's move on to the news proper. Mark, it is finally happening. The thing that we've been waiting for. After months of delay due to COVID-19, Warner Brothers is going to release Wonder Woman 1984 at no extra cost on HBO Max on Christmas Day. This is a great Christmas present.
Merry Christmas.
This is a big move, and my question is, not as just like your resident DC guy, but is Marvel going to follow up with something? Are they going to do anything? You think they're going to do that?
It entirely depends upon, I would say by like March, if we don't have a good line on when a vaccine can be available and when theaters can actually reopen in earnest fully, then I'd say they start thinking about it because they're just running out of time. And the cash flow of Disney is way down. And just think about how many extra subscribers, even if it's only for 1 month, think about how many extra subscribers HBO Max is going to get just so you can watch Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. They'll get rid of all the free previews, like the 1 week free trials and shit. And they'll just say, look, give it $8 for this. It'll go directly to them. They don't have to split it with a movie theater. You'll have some people pirating it and whatnot, but this is such a sunk cost for them. They've already made this movie. It was supposed to release originally back in June. So here we are. I mean, at this point, it'll be almost 7 months later, and they've had no revenue coming in. So this is just going to buoy them financially. And not that Warner Brothers really needs it probably, but the cash would be good for them to have, especially before the end of 2020.
Yeah.
So Mark, I need you to tell me how DC is going to fuck this up.
I don't think they're going to fuck it up unless the movie's just terrible.
Doubt.
Well, that is something to think about too. Like, if this was a potential $1.5 billion movie that everybody loves and wants to go see it twice, do you think that they would sit on it? Like, does this drag down any of your expectations for this? The fact that they're willing to release it on HBO Max?
No, I think it's all based on the circumstances we're in. I think they're looking at previous movies, specifically Tenet, and really gauging, okay, if we don't release it and we try to go to the box office, even if there is a vaccine, realistically, when are we going to get people to go back into theaters? And they probably saw the numbers for Tenet, and we're like, okay, it's probably not worth it for us to just hold out on this. And my light just died.
Yeah, I was wondering what the fuck just happened. Like, are you trying to Batman disappear or what?
Dark Knight.
I think they're Dark Knight ever.
I think they're just trying to. I think HBO Max and DC kind of have a good thing going. They're building a good relationship with all the movies that they're kind of bringing out, with not only the Snyder Cut, but also building the relationship with Wonder Woman. I think they want to make that relationship work and grow because of what's happening in theaters right now.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat is talking about my jacket. It is it's just a hoodie with a fleece lining. It was $15 at Costco, and it's as comfortable as it looks.
Is it Kirkland?
It is Buffalo, I think.
Okay.
$15. Go pick it up. I'm going to give one to my dad for Christmas.
There you go. He'll appreciate you should give him the receipt because he knows how cheap it is.
I'm going to give him something else too, but my dad also is a very frugal man, and he appreciates.
That's exactly why you let him know. I got that on a discount. He's like, "Damn, this is much better than I even thought it was."
Like, usually you walk into Costco and all their clothes are like for tiny people, like normal sized people, and I saw they had a double XL, and I was like, "Let me try that shit out."
How good's finding a clean double X? I'm a double X now. What's Mark? A medium, small?
I mean, the sleeves are long enough. Like, you don't understand how rare that is for me. I'm 6'6", so nothing fits me like ever. So, anyways, I don't remember how we got here. Do you think that this is like the harbinger for other studios to start releasing stuff other than Disney? Let's say, I'm trying to think of something that would be coming up. Obviously, everything Marvel would be on Disney Plus. Everything DC would be on HBO Max. Like, is there
Free Guy? What is Free Guy?
I actually don't know which studios is backing that. So
there you go.
Could be. It was supposed to come out already, and it did have a December release date. Could be. So
where would it release? Just like HBO, or?
Yeah, I guess it really depends on who owns it. I think it would probably end up at HBO Max. I think it's a Warner Brothers movie, and if that's the case, then that's where it would be. But I might just be talking out of school. So
it might be.
Let's move on. Channing Tatum, my nemesis that doesn't know that he's my nemesis. He's joining a Lord and Miller written Universal Monster project. So obviously the first question here is it related to the classic Universal monsters? The answer is yes. They don't tell you which monster, but Channing Tatum has a storied past with Lord and Miller. They did 21 Jump Street. I mean, Lord and Miller should be a household name by now. They did Into the Spider-Verse. They do a ton of really, really good movies. And they're getting a shitload of work right now. They're bringing back Clone High, which is one of my all-time favorite cartoons, which felt like a fever dream. But anyways, this movie, Deadline is saying that it's going to be a modern-day tongue-in-cheek thriller inspired by Universal's classic monsters. So, Brick, which monster is this going to be?
The Wolfman. I do not know why. I just want to go Wolfman. I haven't seen a good. When was last time the Wolfman has been?
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf. Okay.
Like I didn't even think about that until you said it, but I could see Teen Wolf vibes with Channing Tatum. He's the consummate guy who people think he's in high school. Darian's in the chat. He's saying that Ryan Gosling is going to be Wolfman. I think you're right.
I think he's right too.
Pretty sure we've actually talked about that, so we should have known that. What if he's Dracula?
Or Frankenstein?
I'm on to suck your blood.
Well, we have Bride of Frankenstein coming. I can't remember who was cast in that, but also I don't care about these Universal monster movies. Ever since we got The Mummy with Tom Cruise, that movie is so fucking bad that I don't care about any of this.
Why should we care? Seriously.
Make a good movie, give a shit. The Invisible Man was okay. It got a lot more hype than what it actually deserved, but it was okay.
Did they even announce that was like part of this universe? Like I was oblivious that it was even supposed to be like, okay, another movie into this whole monster movie universe.
You know, it's actually it's kind of smart on their part. Like they don't have to call it a movie universe unless something is successful. Then they can just be like, oh, we're expanding upon this. So if you keep it in your back pocket and you can play that card when you want to, it's probably in your best interest.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. So what other option is there? Like Creature of the Black Lagoon, Blue Lagoon?
That was the other one I had on my list. I had Dracula and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. It could be, I was going to say, nope. It pretty much has to be one of those two. I can't think of another one.
Yeah, Bride of Frankenstein,
Yeah.
Dracula, The Mummy, Wolfman.
The Mummy, I feel like they've already done. They probably burned that. Wolfman is going to be Ryan Gosling.
Confirmed, yeah.
Probably Creature from the Black Lagoon. I honestly, I don't know what else it would be.
Tongue in cheek too. I mean, I could get behind that because it is kind of goofy. But yeah, Dracula, because Dracula's been done tongue in cheek. I feel more or less like they're making fun of vampires right now with like what's in the shadows, or they kind of have they have like spoofs of that already. I think Lagoon is where it's at. If it's Lagoon, I'm in.
You also kind of have the dichotomy of super handsome Channing Tatum turning into a monster. Like it's the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool effect.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's a super handsome guy and all of a sudden he's just a creature crawling out of a lagoon. So I think that's where I'm going to put, if I was a betting man, which I clearly am not, that's where I would be.
Right. I'm with you on that one. All right. Wasn't there Deadpool 3 news or no?
We're getting there. First though, Black Panther 2 is set to start shooting this summer in Atlanta. This is just a sad story, and I don't really know how we talk about this. We can talk about Tenoch Huerta, who got famous for being in Netflix's Narcos Mexico. He's joining the cast as a villain. This whole thing, though, this whole story sucks. You know, it's going to be Shuri, his sister, who ends up taking over the mantle of Black Panther, but I don't know how they're going to do that transition. And it's going to be really sad, and I'm definitely going to cry in the theater, assuming we can actually go to a theater. Maybe I'll just cry in my basement when it comes out on Disney Plus. Who knows? But Disney's not commenting on this. They're not saying anything about it, which is smart by them. I do not envy the person who's in charge of making the decision on where this goes next.
Well, I wouldn't mind where Winston Duke, M'Baku.
He's coming back.
Good.
Angela Bassett's coming back. Basically, the entire crew is coming. Ryan Coogler's still slated to direct. So most of the mainstays will still be there. And that's a good thing, I think. But
Daniel Kaluuya
is going to be there. And in the comic, the only reason I say Shuri's going to take over is because that's basically how it went in the comics.
Wow, spoiler alert.
It's, old news. But the question is, do they have old footage of Chadwick Boseman? Would you even want to use that? Is it disrespectful to use that? Or I honestly, I don't know the answer.
Is this even the right move? I get like it's from the comics, and yes, comic book readers love when things are accurate to the comics, but is it too soon? Like, should we actually just wait and Are we going to recast the Black Panther eventually? I know, yeah, that's obviously too soon right now. But is casting Shuri, who's great in the original Black Panther, yes, but is casting her in her own movie, and passing the torch to her the right thing to do right now? I don't know.
Maybe that's what the movie's going to be about, is who gets the new, Black Panther.
I think that's still too soon.
Waterfall.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know, but like I said, I'm really glad that I'm not the one behind the decision making in this process.
And who's the guy from Narcos that's going to be the villain? Like, do you have any speculation on who the villain will be?
I got nothing, no clue. I haven't watched Narcos. He is a Hispanic gentleman. That's all I could tell you about it.
Yeah, does that even fit in with like the character? Is just because he's Hispanic will that decide like what character he has? Because I was looking at all the villains for Black Panther, and I mean, I have no idea, because usually they're like from within the tribe, kind of, M'Baku or whatever. There's Venom with 2 M's, and that was
Claw wasn't.
That's true. But Claw's done. Why would they bring back Claw?
I'm just saying, like your point is, it's usually people from African tribes. It doesn't have to be. Yes, I mean, Black Panther has a ton of villains. So it could be literally anybody. It could be any Avengers villain ever. Like, once Marvel bought the rights to all of this stuff, like, that opened the floodgates for whatever the fuck they want to do, which is probably the smart thing.
Yes, I know he has a ton of villains, but like his own villains, like you could say Namor or Kraven the Hunter. Like, yes, those are his villains too, but are they necessarily Black Panther's like own villains within his, own? Like, where do you?
I know that you draw the line out of your ass, but that's actually a brilliant idea, because Black Panther and Namor hate each other, and there's like a very deep history there. Technically, Namor is a mutant.
I didn't pull it out of my ass. I know the only reason I know him is because I'm a big fan of Aquaman in the DC world, and I know, like, I always compare the two villains or superheroes within Marvel and DC. And yeah, people say he's either the Aquaman of the Marvel universe, but
I mean, Namor actually was created before Aquaman, but sure.
Aquaman did it better though.
No, he didn't.
So top 3, villains for Black Panther specifically were Killmonger, then there was Claw, and then there was Man-Ape.
They killed both. And Man-Ape was M'Baku in the first movie, so
that makes sense. Okay,
they killed the first two, and then M'Baku is already off the table.
Namor, White Wolf, isn't White Wolf Sebastian Stan?
Yes. Well, no. In the comic book universe, he's not. They called him White Wolf in the movie, so they can't go back and use White Wolf now.
Right. Echebe. Kill Cadaver, last one. Baron Zemo. 9.
Zemo has also already been used. He was in Winter Soldier.
Okay.
He's the guy who basically like he reveals to Tony Stark that Bucky killed his parents.
Oh.
That's Baron Zemo.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move on, shall we? Because we have people in the chat actually asking about the Deadline news. The Deadpool news. Deadline is reporting that Marvel has hired Wendy Molyneux and Lizzie Molyneux-Leglin to pen a 3rd Deadpool movie. So, if you don't know who those 2 ladies are, they are basically responsible for giving us Bob's Burgers, which, in my opinion, is one of the funniest cartoons that's currently going. Very subversive, stupid, but also restricted to cable or just like over they're subject to the FCC. And if you make a rated R Deadpool movie, which is reportedly what this is going to be, you don't have to follow those rules. I was I didn't think that Disney would want to make a rated R Deadpool movie. And if they weren't going to do that, I would hope that they would have killed it at 2. But a trilogy, I mean, there's too much money involved. They never would have let that happen. It's just like a personal preference for me. So we'll see. Ryan Reynolds is going to reprise his role. Obviously, he loves this character. And they've also opened the door for David Litch, who directed the first two. He's a stuntman. He did, the Matrix movies, all that shit. He's a great director, and the door is open for him to return. He has not yet accepted and signed on, but it could happen. Mark, your thoughts on this?
So these ladies are the new writers for Deadpool 3, correct?
As of now, yes.
What happened with the writers for Deadpool 1 and 2? Were they different or were they the same? Did they kind of just give them the kibosh?
Couldn't tell you. No clue. We did
go ahead.
This wonderful tweet from the official Deadpool Twitter account, which is Bob from Bob's Burgers, but he's got the katanas on his back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody in the replies is like, what is going on here? And those who are more privy to the more recent news get it. So very cool. I'm excited for this. Unfortunately, it'll probably be like 2022, 2023 before we get this.
Dude, imagine the
pipeline.
Sorry. Imagine the backlash that would have happened if Deadpool would have been PG-13. Imagine, though.
Probably would have been along the lines of what we got in X-Men Origins Wolverine, where they showed Deadpool and they completely butchered it. And also, it just wasn't cool. It wasn't a good movie.
It was fucking lame. Yeah.
Yeah. Brick, your thoughts on this?
I'll be right back.
I mean, I'm happy for it. Bob's Burgers is a very funny show, very funny cartoon, and I think they can kind of hit that same humor that Deadpool does. So bring me on board. I'm on board. Let's do it.
On the bandwagon. Okay, I'll make some room on the bandwagon for you.
Thank you. I love Deadpool 1 and 2. They were fantastic. So been on the bandwagon with you for a little bit.
Did you ever play the video game?
No, I know you were talking to me about it, but
you can get it on Steam for like $8. Absolutely go play. It's fucking hilarious. And actually, surprisingly, the gameplay is not terrible.
What system was it on originally?
I think it was 360.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember you playing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So plus, like I said, it's on Steam. You play it on PC. Absolutely go check that out.
Okay. I'm in.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge skank. Terrible. But thank you.
All right. Brick, do you have a best man alive?
I do. And that best man alive is Taysom Hill. Because Taysom Hill is starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints for probably the next 3 weeks. And right now, ESPN has him listed as a tight end. So right now, Krisky and I scooped him up. He's our tight end. Even though we have Travis Kelce. We have Travis Kelce too. He's in our flex probably. But if you can scoop him up, this is old news. This is like 2 days ago. Grab him and start him. Because Taysom Hill is going to actually run wild for the next 3 weeks. Boom.
Doubt it.
My favorite part of this segment every week is the fact that you are literally never prepared for it. And you think that I can't tell that you just pulled that completely out of your ass, but it's so apparent.
Suck my balls.
We'll give you an actual best man alive.
You were not prepared for that. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, D's.
I truly believe that this is a good-hearted man who just let a prank or a joke go too far. The headline on this is, wife blows thousands of dollars on vet bills after husband blames his farts on the dog. A woman took to Reddit earlier this week to reveal that she had spent thousands of dollars on vet bills after her husband repeatedly blamed his farts on the dog. The woman was pregnant, and Mark, I know you can attest to this. When a woman is pregnant, she is extra sensitive to all smells. Yeah. And it's brutal. Like, you can't have anything with garlic in it. This is just my experience, obviously. Like, anytime you were cooking with onions, no. Open all the windows, get the fuck out, light a candle, like you're screwed. So the story goes, it started a month prior to actually going to the vet. The woman says she caught a whiff of a really disgusting smell. It smelled like rotten eggs. The smell would come again and again at random times. Sorry.
Random time.
Rotten time, definitely rotten times. And she was like, candles and incense, nothing worked. Weeks go by and her husband is just silent. And the vet wants to do all these tests on her dog. Like, what if something's wrong with our beloved pup? And eventually the husband comes forward and just admits to it. Like, hey, whoops, our credit card bill is through the roof. And it was actually me that was farting the whole time. He did end up going to the doctor. She kicked him out of the house initially. He did end up going to the doctor. The doctor made some dietary changes for him, some dietary suggestions.
Quit eating those goddamn garbanzo beans, Frank.
He literally was on a diet for 3 weeks of only peanut butter and Sour Patch Kids. That's it.
Yeah, Chipotle.
It's sick.
Taco Bell.
Sure. I admire the committing to the bit like this. It's not a bit, obviously. The guy was trying to get away with it.
He's a coward.
I mean, did he think he was going to did he think she would just fall for it and eventually he wouldn't be farting like a Turk?
Yeah, this guy's got farting problems. What was the vet's diagnosis? Why would you let the wife had to have just gone without telling him that, he's taking the dog to the vet.
Like, imagine if you got there and the vet's like, we can't figure it out. He must be really sick and in pain. Like, what if we have to put this dog down?
Yeah.
Imagine sticking with a bit that intensively.
Yeah, that's brutal. Though the funny, I saw this tweet of someone, I think it was a wife was saying that her husband, every time that he farts, calls it a health check because you lose your sense of smell and taste if you fucking get COVID. Health check, just farts. Worst thing ever. Worst dad joke ever. But
so you need your roommate John to be checking on you then.
Right. Yeah, but I'm back, baby. I'm sniffing things. Something smells good.
All right, Mark, I need you to carry this for at least 45 seconds so I can go to the bathroom.
The doctors just called fucking his wife and was like, yo, we have a conclusion for you. This is a grimy ass motherfucker you're living with. That's all we got for you, though. It's about it. Oh, my God. Well, I need you to play the video. I can't really. I mean, I could speak to the video, but it's not the same. Smithers. Okay, see ya.
And he's gone.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. I had a video that I was going to have Smithers play. We'll play it when he gets back. And we're going to stick on the topic of sports because if you didn't know this, I'm an avid golfer. And as an avid golfer, I know a announcer by the name of Jim Nantz. If you don't know who Jim Nantz is, he's basically the John Madden of football for golf. And Jim Nantz basically was at a golf course, Pebble Beach, a really renowned golf course. And there was a couple guys just like me and Brick here. And he basically walked up and was like, okay, I'll announce this tee shot right here for you. And these guys got it on video and it's pretty epic.
But yeah, now we have to just wait and see until Smithers comes back.
That's about all I can say. It's about all I can say.
Jim Nantz. It was a really professional broadcast is what he did.
Hey, Brick, do we also want to have Smithers play the sex story after Thanksgiving? That one video of that guy
after Thanksgiving where the guy
we should.
has both feathers, earrings, and then got his. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it.
I think we'll leave that
for later. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Let's fucking play it.
So for the listeners, this is another video. It's just a random guy. I don't know what website it was on. It was like Barstool or whatever. He was basically asked what is the craziest sexual experience he's ever had. And he went on to tell an experience he had after Thanksgiving about a day or two.
After mega cranberry and turkey farts. Jack,
video, don't you?
All right. No, hold on. First you got to play the Jim Nantz video. Play it for me. And then we got to play the other video.
You were gone for too long. We couldn't even think of it.
I was trying to tell you, pull the video up before you leave, but go on.
I took my headphones off. Deal with it.
So we're live now at 14.
Epic.
And this is going to be reachable today because Andrew is one of the longest hitters out here on tour.
Quit talking in his backswing, Jim Nantz. Jesus.
Look at that move. That is raw strength. absolutely savages it around the corner, and they'll have a chance to go.
And the thing is, Jim Nance has never said absolutely savages, because as like a resident golfer, you got to think like, wow, Jim Nance actually added like an extra phrase he's never said before in any of the golf. Yeah, crazy.
I mean, you also cut off the part where he said he's got a 3-stroke lead on Tiger and Dustin Johnson going into 18.
That's classic.
Which, when you throw that under that's pretty damn cool. So,
all right, play the other.
Now you want the butt video? This is a great screen grab, by the way. I have to refresh to see if I can get this from the beginning. Okay.
2 days after anything. And this girl from Tinder hit me up and she's like, come over. And of course I did. So I'm sitting there. She invites me over. She sits me down on this oversized beanbag that she had. First red flag. Then she was like, hey, what's up? Okay, so mind you, dude.
Let's pause this, because this guy looks like Billy from Stranger Things. Like, he's definitely driving around in his Trans Am, right?
Dude, he looks like he's from the Warriors movie.
Either way, he's from the 1980s. What's with the earrings and the mullet?
He's also
a mullet.
He's like a lost boy all grown up from Peter Pan.
Yes.
He's definitely Billy let himself go. I'll continue this.
Like I said, I was like a day or two after Thanksgiving. So I'm eating Thanksgiving leftovers and I'm having Thanksgiving leftover farts and everything. I mean, it's bad. So I get to her house. I'm laying on the beanbag. She starts topping me up. And then I'm like, okay, this is normal. This is cool. I start putting.
Mark, would you like to explain to the audience what topping me up means?
Going down on him, basically.
On her head. Come on, baby. Let's go deeper. And she goes like this, takes my hands, bah, bah. And she goes, that's the funny thing about guys. Grabs my legs. They always think they're in control. And throws my legs. I mean, I'm telling you like this. She was like, and I was like, ma'am, what are we doing? And she just.
Rick, have you ever been so scared during coitus that you've called a woman ma'am?
Becoming real formal real quick. Ma'am, who are you? What are you doing?
Dude, his face right now.
Finish this fucking train wreck.
Started eating my fucking ass, bro. Just going to town on that shit. And I didn't shower. I mean, nothing, man. And I'm telling you, that was probably the kinkiest experience I ever had. Anyways, dog, I gotta go. I'll see y'all later.
Anyway, I gotta go. Run
I love
away.
the way he exited the fucking interview, dude. Just like, that's it. I gotta get it.
He's rocking.
He had somewhere to be.
The fact that these people exist, it just.
He has to get an almost mullet. Does he have a mullet? Does he not have a mullet? He has like curly hair.
Are looking at bad lighting, because that is a fucking
Get a mullet.
fully dedicated mullet, like curls and all.
And feather earrings. Power move. Just getting his ass eating season.
It's getting chilly out. It's ass eating season. I can't even say that without laughing.
The dedication to just like going to the ground and showing what happened for this fucking story he was telling is great.
I mean, if you're going to tell a story, you got to use everything you got around you, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Unreal.
Check. Health check.
Are you dying?
No, just a fart. It was a health check.
Oh, okay. Do you think that's what old Turkey Boy was laying out there at the time?
Massive health checks.
There are so many questions that I want to ask, but none of them are appropriate. I'm not gonna get into it. Let's talk instead.
We're known for being very appropriate.
It's not even that. It's just like a certain level of gross is expected.
Sure.
And we were getting dangerously close to crossing that line.
To his defense, he was asked what was the kinkiest experience he's ever had, and he told it. I don't know.
If the interviewer had been upset or surprised, then yeah, it's on him. If you go around asking people for the kinkiest shit they've been involved in, expect nasty stories, especially if you're talking to a dude with mullets and feather earrings.
Should that be our next dumb question of the week and only voicemails for it?
No.
We'll get no response.
No. I do not want your kinkiest experiences. Please do not send them to us. I will not play them on the air.
Send them to Smithers' cell phone.
You're no fun.
815-923-6642.
Darian's going to come in here talking about boom, and I'm not mentally equipped to deal with that.
Just if you do, send it to an email or the voicemail. Smithers is the only one who listens to it, so he'll have to listen to it.
Darian, I'm ready for whatever you got for me. Just
Good
throw it my
Lord.
way. We'll talk about it.
Can we please talk about the best movie of the year?
Brick Fu.
It's
Holy
You
shit.
Are Brick Fu. This movie is something we've been talking about for weeks, actually.
We haven't really been talking about it for weeks. Don't hype it up that much. We watched the trailer and talked about it for like 5 minutes.
I've been talking about it for weeks. I don't know about you, but
To yourself? Just like,
yeah,
okay, wait.
you would listen. What are you so mad about? It's all right. The movie's Jiu Jitsu, starring Nic Cage. Unsurprisingly, the movie has nothing to do with Jiu Jitsu.
Are you serious? I saw so much jujitsu. It was like I was being trained in a dojo myself, dude.
So many arm bars, just great stuff.
You just ruined my question, but I was going to ask, like, is this director or the choreographer somebody who's actually has never seen like a jiu-jitsu match, like, and they're just
Here we go.
focus group? Like, what do you think of when you think of jiu-jitsu? And everybody just goes arm bars, and that's why you saw 1 million arm bars in this fucking movie.
Triangles, just leg triangles, and flipping people on their head unorthodoxly.
I saw a backbreaker and a Hurricane Rana in there. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's jujitsu. That's
A
pretty
Hurricane
rad.
Rana?
Yeah.
The Rey Mysterio Hurricane Rana. Okay, so let's get some nonsense out of the way here. This is 32% on Rotten Tomatoes, and they have not opened it to viewers' ratings. Although I will say, though, on IMDb, it's got almost 700 reviews, and it's at a 3.2 out of 10. So pretty much everybody agrees that this is a 32% out of 100.
Not everybody. That's wrong. 94.
Completely. I feel like we should review bomb this in the opposite direction and get it up to 100%.
Yeah, I agree. It's magnificent. It's brilliant.
Dude,
I feel like Nic Cage deserves another Oscar. Not necessarily for this. Just I'm more excited for Wally's Wonderland, the upcoming movie that he's going to be in, where he's the actual star as opposed to a side character, and the animatronics come try to kill him.
Yeah, he kills Chuck E. Cheese. That fucking rat bastard deserves it.
Agreed.
To your point right here, before we get into the details, this is why I'm not fond of this movie, Smithers, because I do like Nic Cage movies. I love how ridiculous they are. This is not a Nic Cage movie. This is a movie with Nic Cage in it. And there's a fine difference between that. I just couldn't fucking do this movie, dude.
So I actually timed it. The movie has a runtime of 1 hour, 42 minutes. Nic Cage doesn't show up until 40 minutes into the movie, which is really unfortunate.
And when he does,
he
I'm just like,
was in the
thank
original. He was in like the first scene. He was like fishing and they find some shit.
Not the same.
Not the
He
same. That's fair.
Zero lines. Like it's not Nic Cage proper.
But you know he's in it. You're like, ooh, we're back.
Well, you have to. That's why he was prominently featured in the trailer, as opposed to literally everyone else who you barely see any of in the trailer. They're like, no, we got Nic Cage. We got to fucking pump this as though it's a Nic Cage movie.
Sold us.
Well, all
To
right,
get us to watch it? Yeah, absolutely.
fair enough. So the premise of this movie, every 6 years, this alien shows up, and this ancient order of what they call jiu-jitsu fighters, even though they are not jiu-jitsu fighters.
Here we go.
I don't want to be that.
You are that guy.
I really don't.
Yeah,
But
you do.
that guy.
Yeah, you do.
they
It
bring
wasn't
people
jujitsu.
here that are supposed to fight this alien who is named Brax. And we can't make this up, but it's just like you ask a 12-year-old, like, hey, name an alien. They just turn to you and say, Brax.
Absolutely. I said this is a Power Ranger villain from the get-go. 100%.
Yeah, but he's a Power Ranger villain who murders people, which is probably the Power Ranger villain that we need.
And deserve. I agree. But
if Azrael's still in the chat, I need him to weigh in on this. We need some. Here
he is.
Says like Space Ghost. That's that was Brax. Holy shit! I was gonna say Brax, but no, it was Brax. Space Ghost. You may remember Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and also the show was way better. But anyways, this alien shows up every 6 years. They have to fight it. There's 9 of them. If he kills all of them and they don't put up a good fight, then he destroys your planet. If you do put up a good enough fight, he goes away for 6 years, and then you just fucked 6 years from now.
He's Jeepers Creepers, but he comes around at a faster pace. Yeah.
Did I cover this? Like, did I miss anything?
No, that's pretty much it.
It has to be honorable. It has to be a very honorable fight. It can't be like everybody at once, or else he just goes on a murderous rampage of whoever's in the area.
You pull a gun on him, you're fucked. The other thing, though, like, we're not following Nic Cage in this. Nic Cage is prominently featured in the billing, but he is not the main character. It is a guy by the name of Elaine Moussi. He plays Jake Barnes, who is our main character, who we follow most of the way without having any fucking idea how he got there or who he is or anything about him. He lost his memory, which is it doesn't do the story any favors. Let's just leave it at that.
He reminded me of like a dumb meathead version of Mike Greenberg. I don't know why. It just seemed like it was just a lame, stiff Subway sponsor. It was just like fucking dumb.
What he does is every few minutes he does like his eyes dart across the screen and he has his mouth slightly open and he's just like, what? That's his entire acting move. And it's not his fault. Like, he could very well be a good actor. We will never know. We'll never have any fucking idea because he'll never get any work after this. But it is possible that he's an actual good actor, and the writing for this was just that bad.
Hold on, Smithers. As an MMA expert here.
Do not call me.
Yeah, right. MMA in-house MMA expert.
I'm going to the cast right now, and Randy Couture is thrown in the cast. Are they just throwing him in there because he knows jiu-jitsu, or is he actually in the movie?
I do not remember seeing Randy Couture. It's been a while since I've seen him.
Could he be the alien?
No. Was he the guy with the mohawk? No, that was way too young to be Randy Couture.
I don't know. It's not telling me a name.
More importantly, you had Tony Jaa in there, who is an actual up-and-comer. He's a... actually, I don't want to completely misrepresent him. No, he is from Thailand. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Kickboxer?
He's an excellent Muay Thai fighter. He's a great stuntman, and you'll see him all over the place. I feel as though we shouldn't have any inhibitions about spoiling this, because you already know what's going to happen before you go into it.
That's very true.
Let's save
you got to be able to spoil it.
Let's save the big reveal for the end, though. The big reveal.
I won't spoil that. I know what you're talking about. I won't spoil that.
You can't do that unexpected spoiler right there. There's no way.
I do want to say Tony Jaa went full Ben Affleck as a director, and he was like, I can't die in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else gets murdered immediately by this fucking alien, and Tony Jaa just like runs away after getting pretty injured and just shows up at the end of the movie and does the smile and nod thing.
You did it, kid.
Yeah. Smithers, what did you think about it seeing Frank Grillo in this Crossbones from Winter Soldier?
I was going to ask you how much Tren he's been doing the last 6 months.
He's so vascular, ridiculous. And he's always been vascular. When did fucking Winter Soldier come out? Like fucking 10 years ago, and he still looks like that?
It's probably been 6 years.
Jeez.
I mean, everybody in this movie was just jacked out of their minds. Like, how they really just like, this was a movie where they were like, yeah, it's kind of a B movie, but just pump yourself full of steroids and we'll see how everybody looks at the end.
B movie.
They did, to their credit, they did get actual martial artists to participate in this movie. Frank Grillo's not one of them. He's probably the second best actor in this movie.
Yeah.
But obviously behind Nic Cage, everybody's behind Nic Cage, but he doesn't do a ton of fighting. Tony Jaa has to do a bunch. Elaine Masai, who we talked about, is Jake. He does a ton, and he's really good. Some of the Juju Chan is in there. She's been in a couple of movies, and I'm blanking on what they are right now. I'm gonna pull this up, but she is a martial artist, and she's a stunt woman.
Her most notable is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
The sequel, though, she wasn't in the original.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Sword
Destiny.
Yeah,
Sword of Destiny.
So that was the second one.
Yeah,
she's a martial artist. So I don't know, Mark. Why don't you just kind of expound on your thoughts for this movie?
Oh, it was bad. It was really bad.
Wrong.
The one thing I'll point out is, okay, I could see that they actually had people that knew martial arts, and they threw them in there, I don't know, you're going to argue whatever, jujitsu or whatever form of fighting, but they could actually, these actors could fight for the most part. The problem I had with it is what they were doing with the cinematography. It was just, dude, it was all over the fucking place. It was ridiculous.
It's really gracious of you to call it cinematography.
It is, because it's literally something I would have done my sophomore year of high school for a fucking arts project with my fucking doofus friends. If they were like, hey, we need some type of fucking short film and you need to come up with it. I'm pretty sure we could have came up with something similar to what happened in this fucking movie.
Shaky
Kung Fu punch some sandwiches.
Yeah, shaky cam with like very inconsistent first person shooting. It's just like,
dude,
no, you take the camera.
Dude, it wasn't even shaky cam. It wasn't even shaking cam. It was slow cam. It was slow-mo fucking footage. And I'm like, why are you showing slow-mo footage of garbage shit? Everything was slow-mo, and Brick, the POV shots, I was like, what is going on? There was a point in the first act where they were showing, when they like switched over this camera view, the first shot was of the cameraman just being the point of view. And then the next shot was fucking Tony Jaa or whatever his name was fighting. And then they went back to the cameraman as his point of view. I'm like, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. They're just throwing everything at a fucking wall right now.
Here, you hold
and
this.
Nothing's sticking.
Exactly.
So this was directed by a guy named Dimitri Logothetis. He has done the more recent Kickboxer sequels. They're bad, and that kind of makes sense for this. Brick, I'm just going to let you go talk about what a great movie this is.
It was glorious from the get-go. Obviously, never a dull moment. You get into the action. The kung fu was fantastic, or the jiu-jitsu, whatever the fuck you want to call it. What would you call this fighting style? Just bad or what? Movie fight style. So
they do so many things that like wouldn't actually hurt someone, or like there's no in between. It would either kill somebody or it just wouldn't hurt them at all.
There was like a triple kick at one point that the main character Jake did. What'd you think of that movie?
Anybody? You have zero. Like you're literally airborne and you're trying to kick somebody 3 times.
Exactly. You have no. Yeah, there's no actual like
nothing behind you. Okay.
I thought it was a very effective kick.
I feel like I was ragging on this and calling them out for calling this jujitsu. I will say that they don't claim that it's like we're doing jujitsu. It's just like that's what they called the fight between these 9 humans and the alien. They call it a jujitsu, which is also, I don't know. It's very dumb.
How would you rename it? How would you Spaceman? Brax the movie?
Brax the movie is good. Alien Deathmatch. Nic Cage's balls. Something like that.
Okay. That I'll apply. I'll apply.
Yeah.
I don't know what your like early teens childhoods were like, but if you were ever at a friend's house and late nights scrolling up to like the Thousands channel and then just hit on a channel, this was literally, I thought at some points was going to be a softcore porno. I was like, yo, what is going on right now? I was waiting for them to just like awkwardly kiss and like some weird music to come in. It was just, dude, everything was just so fucking out of place and all over the place. It was just so fucking weird. Oh,
Never Back Down or Jiu-Jitsu. Our boys are asking.
I was going to say there's some back and forth in the chat right now about whether we would rather watch Never Back Down or Jiu Jitsu.
Never.
Jiu
Never
Jitsu.
Back Down is a low-key good movie. And
Yeah,
it might be corny and cheesy and shit. It's got what's his name? I'm gonna look him up right now, but
Warrior's the best fighter movie.
good actors. Fighter.
Head body. Is that movie?
That or Warrior. Warriors. I know you wanted to talk about Warrior.
Warrior, yeah, with Tom Hardy. That movie rips. I always get fucking jacked up when he fucking kicks somebody's ass and then stomps out like Tommy, like a badass psycho Marine.
Never Back Down, though, is an actual good movie. I was trying to think of Jumon Hansu. He's like the guy who trains the main character, Sean Ferris. Anyways, I don't know how we got there. That's a good movie. Go watch it. They also did a sequel that was not good. So, but they do. The antagonist does the worst guillotine choke I've ever seen in my entire life in that movie, and our main character is like he's like ready to tap out, but he's not. He's like going like this, but he doesn't. And then all of a sudden, he just does the thing that they do in this movie, actually, where he just wakes up for no reason.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
To your brain, you just wake up for no apparent reason, and all of a sudden, you're like, "No,
I could have
happened."
Yeah, I could have used my arms the whole time. What was I? Why was I passing out for the last 30 seconds?
So yeah, there are a lot of the same tropes that show up between these movies, and I don't know. I just, what do you say about this?
Speaking of the last scene, did you guys catch on to when the main character was running away from the explosion at the end, and he jumps forward, and those two columns that are holding up this building he's in are nowhere near him. He jumps forward and dives. He's nowhere near these fucking columns. And then the next cutscene is him just rolling up against one of them, just like, oh, I made it. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? So bad. Oh my
good.
God.
I mean, it was glorious.
It was so good though. It was kind of, it was to the point where it was I couldn't take my eyes off of it because I'm like, this is some fucking tough shit right now.
It's majestic.
What did you guys think of Eddie Steeples as the comic relief?
I thought he was funny, actually. I did. The beginning when he came in, I'm just like, wow, he's actually pretty fucking hilarious.
The translator?
Yeah.
So he's the translator in this movie. You would also recognize him from My Name is Earl. He was in Raising Hope. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He is a comedic actor.
Isn't he dating Jamie Lee Presley in Earl?
Yeah, he does at some point. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But he's got the big afro. Like he's got a comedic look about him. If you know him, if you see him, you would know him. So I thought that was pretty funny, actually. Another thing that I thought was hilarious is the fact that the choreographer for this movie clearly had some favorite moves. One of them being the back-to-back. Like you're standing back-to-back with a person you're fighting. You grab their head behind your shoulder and you flip them over you for no apparent reason. I saw that at least a dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
The old snapmare.
What do you think first of all, what do you think the budget for this movie was and why was it under $5 million? Secondly, how much of that was dedicated exclusively to ninja throwing?
No, I was going to say Nic Cage. This is like, I was watching this and I'm like, hey, could like us three say we're going to do a movie and get like some funding together? How much money would Nic Cage need to fucking come in on our movie and do scenes for like 30 minutes? Do you think?
Depends on his tax bill. I don't know.
Because this is what that movie was. It wasn't a Nic Cage movie. It was just a movie with Nic Cage. And you could just tell it was just so low budget where he was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Whatever.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like, like what's his tax bill this year? Because like, does he still have a T-Rex skull to buy back, or I don't know.
No. I think he just really liked the script. He thought it was just going to be a great movie. He needed to be part of it. It was like one of those personal projects that he wanted to, his Medellin.
The other thing that I noticed about this, like, first of all, the ADR and the sound editing is absolutely fucking atrocious. It's so bad. People are throwing their voices left and right. You can obviously tell when something's been redubbed and somebody's recording over their original, sound on set. But also, a movie is going to be really good when you hear the Wilhelm scream. Do you guys know what the Wilhelm scream is?
No.
Do not.
Okay, so it's once I play this sound clip for you, you'll be like, oh yeah, obviously. But it is historically, like, it's used in video games and stuff like that, where it's just like a cheap sound effect you can play over and over again, where every bad guy sounds the same. Let me play this real quick. That is the Wilhelm scream. Rick, how many times have you heard that before?
A bazillion times. I feel like it's been Mortal Kombat.
This was a clip from Star Wars. Like, it's everywhere. It's in every movie ever where somebody falls, you just hear, ah!
Oh! It might have been that guy after his post-Thanksgiving encounter with that girl.
Ah!
What a callback.
That's my butthole you're eating, ma'am.
I don't have anything else to say about this other than that the camera work made me want to barf. And also, at one point, Nic Cage looks into the camera and says, the one thing that you always have with Jiu Jitsu is leverage.
And I'm your father.
And I screw up.
Dude, we said we wouldn't spoil it. God.
All right.
I didn't hear that part.
Let's rate this. I think it's absolutely worth watching just for the pure spectacle of it.
See it.
Stop.
See it. Can I put a must see it?
Guys. All right. Regardless, I was going to have Smithers see it, even if he said skip it. But, like, we can't do this to our fucking viewers and people that actually look at our Instagram posts and are like, oh, okay, they're saying see it. I'm going to watch this.
No, our Instagram followers.
But honestly,
honestly recommend this movie. If you're looking for something to be entertained, I didn't pull out my phone once. I was actually watching this movie. And it's fine if it's fun bad, but it's still watchable.
I was enthralled. Brilliant script, brilliant acting. Everything was flawless. Watch it for sure. Must see.
All right. Here's the deal. I'm going to say skip it. You guys can say see it. Over the movie poster, I'm going to say warning. This movie's so bad.
It's good.
No, it's just so bad. That's all I'm gonna say. Just know that going into it. Oh, geez.
I think it's endlessly entertaining.
Here's the thing. I wasn't that mad when I got done watching it. I really wasn't, because it's so bad. It is entertaining. But if somebody came up to me and was like, Mark, I don't have that much time during the week. And during the weekend, like, I got shit to do, but I'm really trying to watch a movie. Is this movie worth watching? There's no way I could honestly look someone in the eyes and be like, yes, see that movie.
I'll do it.
I got a flick for you, my friend.
It feels so bad.
Sue.
All right.
Movie of the year. You'd be like, Mark would be like, yeah, watch Tenet.
Yeah.
Fuck
you won't be confused at all.
Fuck you.
And dumb. Better action sequences than
You know what's going on.
God, I hope you have no kinky stories after fucking Thanksgiving, Smithers.
Oh, yeah, I hope so too, because that was fucking scarring. All right.
No, I'm a baby. Oh, I hate kinky stories. Me. Your diary.
Brick.
I like to shake hands while having sex. All right, I'm done. All right.
Brick, give me your recommendation for the week.
The Queen's Gambit.
I love Queen's Gambit.
Yes, he's back. Started watching it. It's a 7-part limited series, mind you, but I am locked in. I have 1.5 episodes left. I started watching this on yesterday, I think, and it's just been a great story overall. It's a period piece. So
I heard period piece.
Oh, he's back. He keeps just like joining in and out. I like it.
No, I just keep rooting him.
Great character development. Actually, a good story. It's about chess, which I thought would be like super lame, but it's like very interesting. Strategy of the game. Her story is very interesting to begin with. So I think I just like her character development a whole lot. Check it out. Limited series about
Anya Taylor Joy, the main character in the show.
She's, again, the reason that I like the show is because of her character development. I think she's done a fantastic job. She's this. I don't even want to talk about it. Go watch it. Go in blind. I'm not even joking. I'm not even jujitsu joking about this. Actual good Queen's Gambit. I'm going to be watching it right after I'm done recording this.
Okay, fair enough. I watched Holidate this week, and I didn't mean to, but Erica put it on while like we were working, and just kind of like she put it on in the background, and I kept catching jokes that were actually funny. So this is a rom-com that's on Netflix, but it's kind of an R-rated rom-com, and they start making jokes that are absolutely filthy. And one of the leads is Australian.
Oh, and then isn't it is it a Hemsworth? No,
it's not. Just because he's blonde and Australian doesn't make him a Hemsworth, you racist.
Racist? What the fuck?
Yeah, you fucking heard me.
Hemsworth
Racist. The guy's name is Luke Bracey, and I haven't seen anything else, but he is funny. And,
dude, he's his cousin.
He actually is. We just looked it up. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Cousins with the Hemsworths. Known Hemsworth. Okay, cool.
The female lead is Emma Roberts, who has been in a ton of stuff, but it's an actual funny rom-com, and it's raunchy at points. Mark, they talk about coming in people's mouths at some point, and that's what you took away from this. I think this is worth a watch. It's on Netflix. It's really good.
Okay.
I'm surprised, since you don't like just fucking naturally kinky stories being told to you, how you can get through a movie like this.
If you want to sort through the fucking kinky voicemails that we get, then fucking be my guest.
I'm all for it. Darren, you still in the chat? Let's go.
That's all you. But Mark, what's your recommendation?
Oh, you're going to be even fucking more pissed at me for this one. Hulu just released I guess it's a documentary on 6ix9ine, the rapper. It's called The Saga of Daniel Hernandez.
Is that his actual name?
Yeah, his name is Daniel Hernandez. Yeah, damn Daniel. It's actually quite interesting. Like, just like seeing how he's always been about like shock factor. I don't know if you guys are too familiar, but as the guy who runs the Instagram stuff for us and always being on Instagram literally like 2 hours at least a day,
brutal.
You would know he's has a pretty big presence, especially within the rap community on Instagram. And seeing this guy's life and kind of what he's been about, like since he was 13 years old and when he got to fame and what he's done to get there. And it's not like one of those stories like, this is the reason why he did it, he's a good guy. It actually kind of is like, yo, he's just fucking kind of a shitty person at the end. But it is interesting to watch. And Hulu did a whole documentary on this guy. So if you're interested in that type of thing, I would say check it out.
Do they use any of his music?
Kind of, not really. They talked about his music videos specifically because like
if his music is present, I'm out. His music is fucking dog shit.
Yeah, and I mean, that's another interesting thing. He multiple times has gone to producers and people that he was trying to push his music on. He's like, yo, my music is, he's literally said this, my music is trash, but my videos are fire. And that's what gets these people to watch him. I'm not kidding. Like, the reason why he's blown up so much isn't because necessarily his music is catchy. That's not the reason. It's because of what he does on camera in his music videos with gang affiliation, with sex, all that kind of shit. Just the shock value that people get from it. And it is kind of interesting, like the whole story that Hulu does with this guy. So I would say watch it if you know who this dude is.
I'm out. He's a little rat loser that I don't care to hear about his story.
Yeah, you're trying to convince me that he's a genius, and I'm not falling for that.
No, I'm not saying he's a genius.
Mark loves 6ix9ine as the guy. He's his best friend.
All right.
Don't tell Mark anything; he'll rat you out.
No rat.
All right, let's
rat on anyone.
Too long anyway. You little hater. All right, this has been episode 222 of Chumpcast. We appreciate all of you who tuned in on Twitch and YouTube. As always, you can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can call or text us at 847-920-6107. Apparently, Mark wants to hear your raunchy voicemails.
Kinky voicemails, send them in.
I really don't want to have to sift through that, so please don't. But Darren, if you want to call up and talk about some poom poom, then fine.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Mark, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Till next time, motherfuckers. Chumps. Peace.